We are here at the office of the Superintendent of Floyd County Schools, Mr. Danny Adkins. I'm Jamie Johnson, WMDJ Radio, and we are here to talk about the extended school closure for Floyd County Schools. As you see, Danny is here with me, and we all know the dates. The news that came out March 16th through until April 6th when things will be closed. But we're going to answer some questions today that maybe you have about what's going to happen over the next 3 weeks here in the county. How teachers will be talking and conversing with students, the NTI work. We also have questions on the feeding program and some other things that maybe you've been thinking about since the news broke out about Floyd County Schools. Of course, coming up yesterday, the governor, Andy Beshear, making the recommendation that schools be closed for a period of time, leaving it to the individual superintendents to make those decisions. And we'll go from here, and I'll ask you, Mr. Atkins, how all this started. I know this has been going on for a few days, trying to get together the game plan. How did all this get started?
Absolutely, Jamie. We have been closely following this, as we've been dealing with the flu here in Floyd County for the last couple of weeks, actually. So we were already actually out of school Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week because of the resurgence of flu A and flu B. So as we were working through some things, we had a trip to the Capitol on Tuesday and had a chance to visit with some folks down there, and they made us aware of some possible closures and those types of things. So we were asked to start monitoring. We actually had a call with all superintendents on Wednesday afternoon, and the governor and the commissioner, and they gave us a little heads up as to go ahead and start planning for a possible closure. But at that time, they weren't sure how this thing was going to progress and to whether or not they would need to make that call. Yesterday, the governor at 5 o'clock, he did make that suggestion, and as we had worked through this, Jamie, there was no doubt in our mind here in Floyd County with the great team that I have that as soon as that call was made to us, that we were going to adhere to his recommendation.
And going from there, the plan was put in place, and you may have seen the post that has been made on Facebook. The phone call yesterday really didn't allow you to go into all the details, and that's why we're doing this video today, is to get more details. So let's start with on Monday. What's going to start on Monday expected for kids and students and teachers?
Okay, Monday will be our first NTI day. We have asked all staff to report to their respective schools on Monday. That will be, we'll get packets ready to go. We will offer a drive-through lunch on Monday for if families want to come by, we'll have that. That's going to run from between 11 to 1, and that will happen every day while we're off from 11 to 1. There will be a drive-through lunch. You can drive through and pick it up. Someone will meet you at the door and bring a lunch to your children. So we'll offer that. Actually, Monday afternoon, staff will get on buses, and they will be making the afternoon bus routes. And if you need a packet, a hard copy packet of the work, or the NTI packet for the day, or for this 2 weeks, just be at your bus stop, and we'll make sure you get one in your hand at your bus stop. You don't have to come to school. We will obviously make that work for you if you do. We ask if you're coming to schools that you call ahead and set up an appointment. We are very limiting the traffic in our schools to as bare minimum as we can. The reason being is, again, the social distancing that the governor is recommending. So we'll have as much of our staff as possible work from home, but Monday we are having them come in to get everything prepared for our students.
So again, on Monday, teachers will be in the building. Things for those who will be doing this online, it'll be uploaded and ready to go on Monday, correct?
More than likely, this online Google platform for our NTI days will be sent probably Sunday afternoon. The hard packets will be a little harder to get out simply because we are going to deliver those Monday evening to students at their bus stops. So please be at your bus stops. If you need a hard copy packet, we'll have drivers and a transportation department making calls to let you know what time those buses will be through your area.
Now, 2 assignments a day?
There will be, actually I'm holding the kindergarten.
I'm going to zoom in on that. Go ahead.
This will be the hard copy for the kindergarten students, and every student will have in the top left-hand corner, there will be a reading assignment. Everyone will do a reading assignment every day. After the reading assignment, you will choose one of the other activities on this sheet. You don't have to do everything here, but you do have to do a reading assignment every day, and then one of the other activities on the sheet. Now it can be from art, math. There's several different options here. There's 2 that you won't do. So you will do 20 total activities over these next 10 days. One of them is always going to be reading every day though. And there will be an assignment, and the instructions are on here as to how you will turn in the work, whether it be digitally, and if you don't have that capabilities at your home or your children don't have those capabilities, they will also be able to turn in a hard copy upon return to school.
Yeah, and I think about the hard copies here real quick, because we're going to talk about something else that's going to happen every day with the buses. You're not trying to return this work every day to the school.
Absolutely
Keep
not.
it until school resumes.
If you can submit it through email, through Google Docs, submit it that way, and you can do that every day if you want. However, if it's a hard copy, you hang on to that, and when we return to school, you can submit it at that time.
And it's highly important that this work is completed. It has to be done to determine what goes forward for students and their progress for the semester.
Yes.
Yeah, this isn't just busy work.
No, not at all.
Not at all like that. Now, after Monday, teachers will be available but not at the school. How would they be able to contact teachers individually?
Via email, where they can call the school, because there will be the principals, the assistant principals will be at the schools. They'll be able to call those and make appointments and have the teachers call them, and that'll be returned quickly. There's not going to be a very little lag time in our response, because our first priority is to our students. Okay, so there's going to be very little lag time. So if they call the principals and the principal to notify the teacher, they'll make that call or that contact, whether it be through social media, whether it be through email, whether it be through a phone call. We will get back in touch. Also, during that time frame, I hope you bear with us on this and think we're not harassing you, but we do want to call and check on our students. And we're not just checking on our students, we're kind of trying to check on our community as well. So during this process, our staff will be making home calls, not home visits, because again, that would negate what we're trying to do here. We'll be making home calls, emails, just reaching out to contact our students to make sure everything's okay. Do they need anything? How are the packets going? Maybe they need a food packet. We want to make sure that if any, we are going to make sure that we address everyone's needs.
So expect every student is to be expected to be contacted at least once, maybe more,
Yes.
while this 3-week period is going on by teachers, every student in the district.
Teachers or student aides or teachers' aides will be making those calls.
And that'll be going on starting
Tuesday.
on Tuesday.
Yes.
Monday's kind of a day to get the thing going. Tuesday the plan rolls out and goes from there.
Yeah, because we've already been out of school, we have to catch our staff up to date too as to what's going on.
NTI packets are made and ready, so this will
Yes,
all be
they are.
going
Ready
out
to
with all of that. Now, also, again on the callback, students, if they have to call somebody, easiest way would be to email, but if you
Yeah.
can't email, call the school and the school will relay the message to the teacher,
right.
and the teacher will get informed of the student.
With very little lag time. I've got a Skype call this afternoon with all of our principals, and that is one of the things that we're going to focus on as well, is very little lag time. Our students need help, we're going to get it to them.
Now, also, you mentioned non-perishable food items and snacks and a bus run. Let's go back to the feeding program for a minute. Again, every day at school, a lunch will be provided 11 a.m. until 1 o'clock.
Yes.
In the evening, though, expect a bus run to every community with some non-perishable food items, and if you need that, just show up at the bus stop.
What we're asking is, if you need those items, you contact the school or the transportation department and let them know, and that way we can kind of focus on who needs them. And we're actually looking at making 3 different runs, and we'll drop those non-perishable food items off to you at your bus stop. If you'll identify to us that you need this help, we already have some folks that are identified, and we're going to make sure they get theirs. Their non-perishables, because again, we're here for our families, for our students here in Floyd County.
This is all fluid, though. This is for the next 3 weeks.
It is.
And I know a lot of people want to say, well, what's going on after 3 weeks? Trust me, you'll be making announcements well ahead of time.
We still don't know
Right.
yet. Yeah, so it's kind of like we're learning a little more about this thing every day, and I know the governor has said that. I think that we're all perfectly fine, but we are learning more about it every day. So it's something that no one is setting a precedence. We've never experienced this before.
Yeah, not in our generation that we have experienced anything like this before. And I know people, it is what it is, and we're going to have to roll with it, whether you like it or not. Now, also, let's say a child gets sick. don't kill yourself trying to get the NTI work done. I mean, you've got periods of time to get it done. If you're sick, take the day off. It's okay. You're not going to get in trouble.
Absolutely, absolutely. All we're asking is that at the end of this thing that you have 20 assignments for us. Again, we'll call and check on you to make sure you're progressing or if you need any help. But if you're sick, guys, stay out of public. I'm asking any staff that gets to see this today, do not go to work. We're going to work on skeletal crews, even here at the central office. So with that being said, if you're sick, don't get out in the public. Don't come to work. We're limiting, there will be no staff children in the buildings as well. We've eliminated that. No children at all in our facilities.
Nothing wrong with going about your daily life, not to get too social
absolutely.
here, but it's the whole social distancing thing, which is now a part of our vernacular here in 2020. It's just got to be practiced for a few more weeks, and then we'll assess and see where we're at. And that's kind of where all of this is going. This is every school district in the state is going through these different issues, some more than others.
Yes.
I think, honestly, we're blessed in the position that we're in here in Floyd County.
Well, thank you. I agree with that. We started as soon as we got the call that there's a possibility of a suspension of in-person classes, trying to put a plan together. I'm blessed with a great staff that they've worked tirelessly for the last 4 days to put this thing together. And we're hoping what our NTI should look like now is not what it's looked like in the past. There will be 2 assignments. These are reasonably timed assignments. NTI was new to us this year. We had the same struggles in Pike County when we started. We had teachers that wanted to send out a full day's work, and that's not what NTI is for. It's to prevent that summer slide or to create a continuum of education during days when we have to be off, and that's what this will do.
Good stuff indeed. Now, also, aside from the schoolwork and the feeding, there's also the questions of spring sports activities, extracurricular activities. These things are also called off and done right now.
Absolutely.
Just for clarity.
We just got an email from the KHSAA Commissioner, Mr. Julian Tackett, and he has enacted the dead period across the state of Kentucky until April 12th, which means no practice, no athletic events whatsoever. Before this ever came about, we had already enacted there will be no school activities at least till April 6th, but he has gone a week farther with that. There will be no practice, no games, no scrimmage, nothing until at least April 12th.
On a final note here, you have students who have things, their heart set on some things going on at school. School is not a negative thing for kids. You have proms to look forward to, you have graduations, senior breakfast, things that happen during the school year that you think about at the first of the year. These things right now are on hold, at least, like, let's say prom, for example. That's probably the next thing coming up.
That would be the next thing, yes.
It's on hold, but it doesn't mean it won't happen if it can happen.
That's right. If at all possible, we're hoping, and I'm sure the governor's hoping as well, that on April 6th, that this thing is behind us and we move forward with our proms and with our graduations, and our kids still make those memories. Because as you're talking about that, Jamie, I'm sitting here thinking, my senior breakfast, and because those are important to kids. These baseball seasons, these soccer seasons, softball seasons, they're important as well. Right now, we have to take care of us, and we'll get back to that as soon as we know everything's in good condition and everyone's safe and healthy.
Most importantly, when you need information, don't hesitate to call and ask.
Absolutely.
Ask your schools during this time. Call, ask questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question.
Absolutely not. The principals will be available. Several of my staff members here will be available. I'll be available. So I have a lot of folks that reach out to me via social media. Some folks actually have my cell phone number, and that's not a bad thing either. So I'm available anytime you need me.
Mr. Atkins, anything else to add?
I'd like to thank Jamie Johnson and WMDJ, Mr. Dale McKinney. They're always helping us take care of the kids in Floyd County. So thank you, guys.
Well, thank you for allowing us to be here today, and of course, be watching for more information, more posts. Be concerned, but still enjoy everything going on, and we'll get through the next 3 weeks together. And we appreciate you watching today here on this video. For Mr. Atkins, I'm Jamie Johnson. Have a pleasant day, everyone.